Very good evening to you. I hope you are doing fantastic. The stream is just starting. So, creation station tonight, and I'm just going to talk you for a couple of minutes while I'm checking that everything is working well. So, I got something to start with. So, I got this real bracelet, what I came up, and it's been playing around with. So I want to perfect it a bit. I'm not quite happy with it. I had another play around last night and I'll show you what I came up with, but I'm still not quite happy with it. So I thought this will be the perfect project to do tonight. But if you got any requests or if you want me to make something specific for you, say hello in the comments so I know that you are there. And if you want any specific technique or anything, let me know in the comments and we can always try and we can always play together. So how's everybody's week been? I hope I had a quite busy. Where is it? There is it. So we've been quite busy today, and we popped to. Just click on this. But Lucy had to go dance, so we went over and taken her to dance, and then popped into work. And it's like, well, I'm only going to be 2 minutes. That never works. The famous last word. I'm only going to be 2 minutes, and then like 4 to 5 minutes later, it was like, can we go now? I want to go home. And we still had to go to Morrison's, and we still had to get a few bits of pieces. Then came home and did dinner, and actually I just sat down like 5 minutes ago. Right, make sure this one is on. And it's plugged in. And let me just click on this. Make sure that's muted. There we go. So good evening, Rachel. Good evening, Ruth. Good evening, Ned. Good evening. I think that's Mina, isn't it? Annette, Ruth, and Rachel. So I'm going to take you down and I'm going to show you this. I have got some other colors here. And then we're just gonna, I don't know, we're gonna play with it because I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure that I'm going somewhere wrong, and you need to tell me. Like, I do this all the time. That I choose a design, and there we go. I choose a design, and I'm just gonna add. Let's move these needles out of the way. I choose a design and I play with it, and I play with it a little more, and. Can I give a bit more brightness to it there? Yeah, that's it. It's just to have a nice and light matte. So I'm not quite sure, but what do you think? Do you think I didn't like the pearls? So first I did it with the pearls. I didn't like the pearls, and I don't like that there's such a big gap in there. So then I went and started to play a bit more, and I reduced the number of crystals at the bottom, but kept the number of seed beads at the top, and it sort of like popped out of it, which was great, but it wasn't it wasn't still right. So then I further up, I played around, so make it into a slightly different shape. So what if you don't go through the 2 seed beads, but just go through the 1 seed beads, and then it becomes more of like an oval shape rather than a round shape. So I quite like that, but I'm still not sure if I want to have 2 crystals or if I want to have 3 crystals like at the top, or just crystals or just seed beads. What do you think? Caroline is saying, hi Kitti, using my proper name on YouTube, normally just Carol. Oh, bless you. Hi, Carol. Lucy, good evening. Yes, Mina is saying, yes, that's me. Like all these, good evening, Edward. All these names on YouTube sometimes really like baffles me because you can have completely different names. You can just make it up. And what was it the other day? I think it was Cat OMG something, and it was like a lot of letters afterwards. And I'm thinking, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? And I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I can't remember. I have to look it up because it was so funny. Right, what are we gonna do with this? Are we going to go back to somewhat to the original design? Well, I came up with it first, or are we going to tweak it to a single one? Let me zoom in a bit more so you can see it better, and I grab the crystals and bits of pieces. One thing I haven't tried yet is to perhaps keep those number of beads and then try it with a larger pearl or a larger miracle bead. We could give that a go first and then see how we go. Hi Gwen, hi Margaret, hi Andrea. Hi Nat, just seed beads. I think the crystals a bit dark compared to theirs. Yeah, I don't know. I will keep going backwards and forwards with the crystals. I quite like the crystals themselves, but the other thing I was thinking that if I had two seed beads at the bottom and then I had crystals on the side and I had like two seed beads at the top, how would maybe we try that as well? Right, okay, let me grab some of the crystals. I'll grab 10mm miracle beads as well. And we try that. Hi Lorna. And we see how we go or where we go with it. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I think it's really pretty. Maybe it's the colors that the crystal is too dark, but I just can't put my finger on it. Something is not right for me with it. Maybe we just need, if we stick with this one, we need like two seed beads, a couple of crystals in the middle, perhaps, or I don't know. It's not. Maybe it's because it's not symmetric enough. Right, 10mm miracle beads are coming up. I just thought I want to do something with miracle beads as well. We could go back to pearls, but these are 12mm. They won't do. They 10mm, I think. They 10mm blue ones. Let's just get a couple of, look, it's all the box is like full of miracle beads. I got like every single color there. But I bet you I won't have the color and the size what I really want to use. Ooh, the dark shadow ones, they're good. What else have we got in 10mm? Ooh, I got aqua in 10mm as well. They could be a good contestant for tonight. That's blue is the same. Purple I have lilac. Or is that 12mm? No, that's 10. Light blue. Oh, we got loads. I think that'd be good for now. Let me just move this out of the way. Now crystals. And then we're gonna choose the seed bead. So move the crystals, move my phone out of the way. Oh, I popped into Morrison's and I was really naughty at the checkout. I couldn't stop myself. Just a little keep the energy up later on if you need it. Simon giving me a look when I put them in the basket. But never mind. Right, so what color? Let's choose the color of that because then we can, I'm zooming out a little bit. So we got aqua, we got light blue, we got dark blue, we got, oh god, colors again. We could be here all night. We got purple. This one might be a bit too dark, so actually I'm going to take that one out. Back in the box. So I got some nice steely crystals. That might look nice with that. That would be nice. Or if you want a bit more shinier one, because that's quite a matte color, I got these. They could work. Oh, but equally these are nice as well with those. What do we think? Light blue, love the aqua too. Yes, I think the seed beads around the edge and a couple of crystals in the middle. Love the aqua. Love the white chocolate version. Oh, I'm thinking about what beads are white chocolate here? Like there's no white chocolate color here. And then it's just registered. I just showed you my Ferrero Rochers. But I love Ferrero Rochers. They're my favorite. It used to be Lindor. I used to be like, you know, I always used to find Lindor in my bag. And then I got off them. I don't like them that much anymore. Good evening, Eliza. Yeah, you can mix Toho and crystal and one Toho. Yeah, maybe that would be nice as well. To do one each one side. So aqua. Have the Facebook Live stopped now? I've not seen any for a couple of weeks and I'm not getting notifications. So no, they haven't. We are live on Facebook on Totally Beads from Sunday to Wednesday, and I do a Sunday night on mine as well. The Facebook did a really large update a couple of weeks ago, and that's why tonight I'm only here and not on Facebook as well, because I can't get the comments back in on my screen, and I have to go for all the different windows to see who is saying what. And if I can't get the comments, then I can't push them to the production, and you won't be able to see it. So. And then it kind of feels like people who are sitting on YouTube, they go on little crowd. People who are sitting on Facebook, they got their own little crowd, because I can't Facebook with the comments at the moment for my Facebook. I just can't get them back in. I couldn't put links up yesterday either, so that was another one. So I think they're probably fixing all the things, but we are here. Facebook Lives 10 a.m. on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on Total Beads. Yes, on Facebook I do, when we live for both places. So both that's quite nice as well, that lighter color. Let me talk us at the same time, because otherwise we're just going to sit here and I'm just going to chat on my Facebook as well. I think I'm going to go with this aqua and one of these steely colors, and I'm just going to grab some size 8 seed beads and a clasp. And is that the same as that one, isn't it? And then we choose one of those to, could be, just bring up the aqua color. I'm going to pop this out of the way. Just bring the aqua color seed beads. Oh, it's more like teal anyway, a little bit. So I need that. And where did I put that? Oh, that's there. And just got a clasp. There we go. So we can choose the cedar bead. I kind of like using silver lined ones, but this one is quite nice as well, this color. The silver line one is a bit darker, so that could be a contestant. Let's have a look. They all here in that little box, but we need something. I reckon the crystal and the seed beads kind of have to be a similar color, so it looks nice together. Oh, you're very welcome. That's I'm here for answering. I'll answer anything. Just give me a question, put a Q right in front of it, so I'll make sure that I do answer it. And lighter ones, yeah, I think so as well. This one might be a little bit too dark, not kind of the right, I don't know. But saying that, with silver lined, and I'm gonna pick up, because we always see the color in the box, however, like whatever way the beads are sitting there. And in fact, when you like put them on a line, and I'm gonna bring this in, they actually become much lighter. So I'll leave them both on. And then we see we can swap. These I think are quite dark, so I'm not going to go with. I think that's pretty much the best match. Or this one. This one is quite nice as well. This color. I'll leave these three on the mat. The silver line Toho got lots of colors now. I love silver line Toho as well. I love the silver line colors. They kind of like go with everything. So, okay, let's get this out of the bag and just see it all together. Because sometimes, this is so funny, but sometimes beads look different inside the bag than outside of the bag. So when you're trying to match colors, I often forget, and I'm looking at it in a bag, and then I put it down on my mat, and I was like, why does that look different? And it's because of the bag. I like the darker ones. So perhaps we could do the darker beads with those ones and choose a darker crystal to go with it. or stick. I think once you put these crystals in it, it's not going to be that light. Let's have a play with those, and we see how we go, because you can always start with dark ones and unpick it and then do lighter ones. They're only here. Right, thread. We need a nice turquoise thread. I'm gonna use Supalon size D. And the crystal's in the bottom right. So what was that one? Net, was that the right crystal? Because I just moved them. So I'm using the 2.5 by 3.5 mil crystals. They usually, the 2 by 3s is the one I use with size 11 seed beads, and the 3 by 4s would be what I use with size 8 seed beads. But actually the 2.5 by 3.5, which is this one, is pretty much the same size as the Toho size 8, and I wanted to have it in a way so it's there. So it's like, it looks more. I'm just need to bring the bracelet back in. So it's like the same shape, so it blends, not same shape, same size, and well, similar shape as well. So it blends in, and then we can use it. Right. Okay. So what are we? I'm not gonna touch the clasp. Let's have a little play, and once we come up with a stitch what we like, because obviously we made these beads bigger, so you're going to have extra seed beads on it. And we might go back down to 8 mil. We can change our minds, can't we? We are hi Joe's here as well. We can change our mind. Joe, we're using miracle beads. You would love it. We might change our mind and go back down to 8 mil, but let's have a look. So for a 10 mil, what we're gonna do, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We got 14 beads around in one unit there, around that pearl. I reckon that's kind of gonna be enough. That's gonna be enough. So if I link together with 1, then 14 is gonna 12. I'm gonna have to add 12. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna start with I am gonna put the, and I'm gonna zoom in. Let's just move these out of the side so you can then see better and actually undo the crystal as well. How about crystal seed bead, crystal around the miracle bead? Yeah, you could do crystal all the way around. Right, let me just zoom in more as well. So I picked up the 10 mil there. I'm gonna pick up a crystal, 2 seed beads, another crystal, and go through the bead again. Now this is gonna look like that it might need more seed beads there. So, but once we come back in and add more in the middle, and maybe it's a bit too much down. So, but I need 2, 4, 4. So did you say 14? If I go up to 16, then that leaves me with 8, 7 on either side, because I'm adding the 8th in, and that's not going to work. So it has to be a number, right? So I'm going to repeat, and I'm going to pick up a crystal, 2 seed beads, and another crystal, and add it on again. Then we're going to go back through the crystal and seed. We're going to add an extra seed in. Continue. Then we're gonna need to add quite a few crystals to get to the other side. So maybe we need to start with 2 seed beads, 4 seed beads and a crystal. Yeah. Okie dokes. So starting again. That was probably totally gibberish what I just did there, but that's what I do. I try out, and I'm not cutting it off the thread here. I'm just leaving it there because I'm going to try it with 1 extra seed bead and see how does that look like. And once I have the right amount, then I'm just going to carry on and doing it. Obviously, I'll do a new thread because we got that one on there. So we need a crystal. And this time we're going to pick up 4 seed bead and another crystal. Take it through. I'm going to repeat this again. Crystal, 4 seed beads and another crystal, and repeat going through again. I'm going to throw a crystal and 2 seed beads. I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead, 2 seeds and the crystal. And then I'm turning it around. So to get to the other side, I reckon I add 2 crystals in. So I'm going to pick up 2 crystals, go down to the bottom, the crystal and the 2 seed bead. If it's too tight, it's just going to sort of pull it like away from it. So picking up a seed, going through next 2 seed and the crystal. And then we're going to pick up 2 crystals and go up to the top into that single seed bead we added on. And we will see if the unit is worked. And I think it does. I think it's going to be pretty. So now I'm gonna, because I have got that 1 seed bead there, I need to pick up 2 seed beads and the crystal and the miracle bead, then a crystal and then 2 seed beads. And I'm gonna come through this single seed bead here, what I'm coming out of. By the way, do excuse my nails. I do need a really, and Joe, don't look at my nails at all because I really, really need to do them. But that's going to be a job for tomorrow night. So I'm coming up. I just added that little unit on there. So I'm going to come up through the 2 seed beads and the crystal. So the technique I'm using here is called right angle weave. And we're just going to go around in circles and into this miracle. Then I'm going to pick up a crystal and 4 seed beads and another crystal, and I'm going to come back through this miracle bead up through the crystal and 2 seed beads. Joe Trick, you deserve more than a glass of red. I had 2 glasses of rosé wine yesterday, so been good today. Good thing no one can see my Ruth. Oh, no, my ones are horrible at the moment. Oh, she's saying, hi, Lucy, my picture quality isn't great here. I'm playing around with settings, might be dropping in and out. Oh, bless you. Yeah, just come back in if you drop out. You go only do a seed beads unless, yeah, we're trying to do sort of pairs, but it's going to make a sense. When we do a couple of units, it's going to make a sense to you because we're not just sort of adding them on, but we're circling around them as well. So I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead here. Go through next 2 seed beads and the crystal. Pull this up nice and tight. Then I'm going to go through the next 2 crystals down to the bottom, and this time I'm going to come through the first 2 seed bead, and instead of going through that one right in the middle, I'm going to miss that out. So because we got a thread path between these 4 seed beads are sitting on a thread path separately. So I really want to create one above there as well. So I'm going to miss this middle seed bead here and just go through next 2 seed beads and the crystal this time. Pull this up nice and tight. And then I'm going to pick up 2 more crystals and weave my thread to the top. I'm not sure if they are a bit too big. If they're a bit too big. I do a couple more units and we will see. I think they definitely look really pretty, but I think, let me just put it on my wrist. I think, what do you think? Let me just zoom out. Let me grab my mask. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Do you think it's a little bit too big, or shall we continue with it? Oh, Natty's saying looking good. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on it. But I've lately haven't really been wearing chunky bracelets, only been wearing small ones. So, oh, Joy's saying I've sorted my picture now. It's all good. Your nails look fine, Kitty. Oh, thanks. I'm keeping them off today because they really need doing. Maybe your connection is bad then, Joy, if you can't see how bad my nails are. I think it would be better if there was 8 mil. So I'm gonna say, I'm like, we do a few more units and then we try it with 8 mil. And then, did I have 8 mil in that color? I'm sure I have. Yes, I got 8 mil in that color. So we can try it with 8 mil afterwards and we can compare the two. Maybe try using slightly smaller miracles. Yes, we will try that as well. So let's do another unit or 2 of this and then we will see what we're doing. Let me zoom back in. Prefer smaller but love the colors. Yeah, I'm not quite convinced on it either, but to be honest, like summer is coming. We're not going to be wearing there's a rumor summer is coming. And I hope this rumor is true because like I really want some warmth. I want to get my flip-flops out. So once summer is coming, we're going to be wearing short sleeve t-shirts or, you know, like smaller clothes, and then we can wear larger jewelry and bigger beads because it won't get caught. It will be good. I don't think it's like bigger than like any of the Russian spirals, and I do like those. So we're just adding it on. I'm trying to keep a nice and tight tension, but at the end I'm gonna whiz down up and down the side anyway. Come on, crystal, sit the right way so I can go to you. That's it. We're just slightly turned. Maybe because the holes are bigger, I could go through it like one more time to really secure it. Right, crystal, 4 seed beads, crystal, and through that miracle bead again. Very warm here, like this time last year. Whereabouts are you? Sorry, I'm not Kentishbury. I'm not sure. I know you told your name to me before, but you know me and names. I would forget my own names if it wasn't in my passport. Naughty crystal, yeah. Not sitting the right way for me. Just going through there. Pulling this nice and tight. Keep turning my work around, so I'm working on the right hand side. Just outside Manchester. What have we got just outside? Is that Diane? Is that you? Got Diane is just outside Manchester. Yeah, it's not too warm here. It's all right. It's been sunny all day. But anyway, like if we got 15 degrees, it will be like 22 degrees in London. If we got 20 degrees, it's like 30 degrees in London. I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks quite cute. Actually, with a larger miracle. Let me just put the clasp next to it because the clasp I wanted to add this onto is this size. which is like, look, it's pretty much the same size as that bead. So I think it's actually going to look nice with a 10 millimeter. I thought I'd see if you recognize me. Yeah, but this is the thing. Like the people can have so many different names on YouTube, and then they got different names on Facebook. And you know me, I can't remember names. Like I'm sorry, but I really can't. And I've always been like that. I had a friend, bless him, he's no longer with us, but let's say his name was Steve, and I called him, I don't know, something completely different, Chris. I called him Chris for 6 months, and he never ever said anything. And we used to work together, like not like never on the same shift, but I called him Chris for 6 months, and after 6 months, he said to me like, or somebody else was talking about it and talking about him, and they kept saying Steve, and I said, what are you talking about, Steve? I don't know anybody, Steve. And he's like, yes, you do. Like you know who he is. Like you always talk to him, Steve. And I'm saying, what Steve? Like who are you talking about? And I'm not talking about anybody now. Well, it turns out that Steve was called Chris, and he went along with it for 6 months. I called him Chris. Well, that's not his real name, but it was a Hungarian name. He wouldn't make any. So yeah, I'm really bad with names, and it's so embarrassing. It's really embarrassing actually, because like when I go somewhere or when I do classes, and that's why when we used to do the workshops, I would ask the ladies to, like, we would put like a little sticker with their names on, because they tell me their name. Somebody tells me their name, and I go like, oh, that's a really nice name, and I sort of remember it, and then I forget. And 10 minutes later, I ask again, oh, sorry, what was your name? And they tell me again. And then I forget again. And then, like, I ask for the third time and I forget again. And after that, it's like really embarrassing to ask again, because, like, they're going to think like you're like an idiot. Can't remember their names. So I, like, tend to not to ask again. I remember people more like by places, and the way how I remember people more, like I usually like give them nicknames. So like how I met them, because then I can kind of picture a kind of have a picture in my head. I'm not gonna go to the middle bead. I'm just gonna come through here. And up to those and adding. I think it's going to look really good, actually. I'm liking it. I think I like that we move the crystals into the middle. And actually what we could do, if you come back down on the crystals, you could add an extra. Oh, I'm thinking we could add an extra crystal in here when we zip up and down. I think that's going to look really good. Oh, it's all coming together. I love it when it's all coming together. But do tell me, do you ever forget people's names? Do tell me I'm not the only one who forgets names. Right, just pulling it tight. Oh, Lorna is saying I'm useless with name. Oh, thank you so much, Lona, because I can't remember names. How do you always remember mine? Oh, Annette. Because you are the first one, you are the first ever one who's called Net amongst the Natalies I know. But I do know, like, Natalie would be the same in Hungary and same in England as well. So some of the names will be different. Like Steve in Hungarian is István. I don't know. Tell me different names. But like Christopher is Christoph. Lucy is Luca. So we got all sorts of different names in Hungarian. What translate Natalie is Natalie in Hungarian as well. And you are the first ever one who is called Nat, because all the Natalies I know, they call themselves Natalie. They don't call pet call them. So I guess that's why it sort of stayed in there. And it's short. Nat is short and sweet. Oh, Minnie's saying I do forget names after a few drinks. Or maybe I should start drinking. Maybe I remember them when I drink. You never know. I need to try that. Somebody bring me a drink. No, better not. I don't know when I had it. Probably it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since I had a drink. So probably I'm due for one. I'm not. I still got like a bottle of wine takes me like 6 weeks to get through. Oh, Gwen's saying all the time. I'm like that I used to call one of the moms up at children's school, Jane, and her name was Helen, and she got quite annoyed with me one time. Oh, bless. Then I think always. Oh, Lucy's saying I'm bad with names. I'm remembering what people say to me, though. Yes, I do remember that as well. I'm useless with it, so I'm glad I'm not the only one. I hate being called Natalie. Nat is saying, I don't know, it's Christopher as well. Obviously his name is Christopher, but he calls himself Chris. And everybody else in school calls him Chris as well. And he, I think, likes the name Chris better than Christopher. But I can't, like, you know, I can't imagine him as a Chris because in my mind he's Christopher. Bless. I don't know. I don't know. Like, let me know. What would be your name if you could actually choose your name? What name would you choose? I really don't know. I really don't know what name I would choose. I never really had to think about it. But what if you could change your name? Like if there was the opportunity that, like, I don't know, the age of 21 or whenever, they would ask you that, oh well, you can like legally change your name if you want to. But I know you can, but what would be your name if you could change your name? I don't know. I don't know if I can't imagine myself anybody else. Or Nat saying Antonia. Oh, that's a nice name. Mom's friend had a Mom's friend had a son called V. Oh, Rachel's saying I always have pen and paper or mobile phone to make notes. Yeah, maybe I should start doing that as well. Oh, Mina. My name is Mina, and on work emails and calls, people call me Nina. You got both for Christmas. That's gone. That's gone. Like it was gone. Like I think before Christmas or like during Christmas, that was gone. Oh, Sophia. That's a really nice name as well. I choose my middle name, Louise. Darcy's my favorite name. Oh. So I had a middle name, and like in Hungary, when you're 14, you change your identity card, and then you can choose to keep you can't change your first name, but you can choose to keep your middle name or not. So I was Kitti Catherine, and I got rid of the Catherine. But I'm a true kitty cat, I guess, Kitti Catherine. I think that's looking good. I'm happy with that. We're going to come back and add another crystal in there. Or maybe we should add a darker crystal in there. I'm not quite sure. But I don't know how much is it going to pull it in. We see in a minute. I just add a few more on there, and I think... Or shall we? I can circle back now. No, let's add a couple more. So we have got... Actually, probably it's enough to add a few more. I've got plenty of thread. Dark crystal. Yeah, we tried that. Try the same crystal first, and then we try a darker crystal. Or we could try a pearl. Something completely different. Or a bicone, or don't know. Anything we could try. And Blossom Hills. Yes, that's... Blossom Hill is gone. It's blossomed away. That was the thing. We came home on that Monday, and I was supposed to go live the evening, and I just got myself this before Christmas. And I opened the wine, I poured myself a glass. We got home and I was so happy. Like, you know, that's when, like, the after the last day at work or Christmas is you get home, and then that's when sort of the Christmas spirit like kind of really kicks in, because like I'm done with work and now I can just relax. And I poured myself a glass of wine, and I had that wine, and I was so happy with myself. And like we sit down and watch the movie, or I don't know, I can't remember what we did, but anyway, I woke up on Tuesday morning and I was like, oh no, I forgot to go live. I'd never really drink. I rarely drink, but that time I forgot to go live. Sarah found it so funny. Millsop, she was beside herself. She's like, I can't believe you did that. And I said, believe it, because it happened. I forgot to go live. But we had a long old year last year. Like doing so many lives and doing so many different things. So I think it was okay. I think it looks really pretty. I'm rather pleased with it. I do think the crystal is gonna have to be more different color from. Well, it looks nice, but maybe if you had different color crystal, it would shine up more. So I'm gonna add. Oh yeah, that will come apart on the other side. I can get more thread out that way as well. Susan, I see that I am Susan Jean. Oh, Susan Jean on YouTube. Jean is my middle name after my father, who was called Eugene. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I have a bottle in my fridge now. Lucky you. I think I got half a bottle of Oyster Bay in there. Helen is saying, hiya, I have missed you in the last few days. What are you doing? So we're just playing around. I started with 8 mils, and this was the original bracelet I did. And let me just bring this in a little bit more. I wasn't quite happy with it because it's a little bit cappy and it doesn't really sit together properly. And I was just, I don't know, maybe the pearls, they were throwing off all the color. That I just didn't, I don't know, I didn't quite like it. Maybe because the crystals are not center and they're just sitting there. I just don't know. So, and then I had another go doing it with miracle beads, because I thought if I change the pearls to the miracle beads, it's going to look all right. And I started at the bottom. I taken away a crystal, thinking if I do a smaller round, then it's going to sit nicer, but it didn't really. So then I went and added the extra seed beads in, so it was more like a leaf shape. And then I taken the seed bead out and I added back the extra crystal, and only joining one bead in the middle, but I was still not 100% happy with it. And I think the reason why, because the crystals weren't centered, so it wasn't something symmetrical for me. And I think that's what throwing me about that bracelet. I think it's I want, like, you know, I can't do symmetrical for some unsymmetrical things. Have to be symmetrical. I don't know why, but I can't. I love those necklaces, those asymmetrical necklaces, and I love the look of them, but I just can't. I can't pick up beads random. Maybe I need to learn. I need to close my eyes perhaps when I pick up a bead, and I can do more random. Going up through those, and I'm just going random, doing a right angle weave. In one weave, we adding 2 seed beads crystal, 10mm miracle crystal, 2 seed beads. And then in the next, stepping up, and in the next round, we adding a crystal, 4 seed beads, and another crystal, coming through that miracle bead again. Then we're gonna go weave to the top. So I'm gonna go through the crystal and 2 seed beads. I'm gonna pick up an extra seed bead, and I'm gonna run around the whole unit, adding a couple of crystals in both sides. Actually, I just need to get some more crystals off the strand. For once, I could like off the nice for bracelet, not for necklace. Yeah, I think you could do it as a necklace as well. If you did it as a necklace, I would need something like it's coming together and have something, maybe a pendant in the middle or something. I don't know. We could have a look at that, but maybe with smaller ones. I think I would do a necklace with smaller beads. Maybe not. Don't know. We see. But we try 8 mil in a minute as well. Let me just go down and up on this. And I need to work out, yeah, maybe I could just add the clasp in on a second round, going round. I had to attach the clasp. I have to go through a few times just to strengthen it up as well. So I think instead of one round, instead of adding the seed bead, we would add the clasp. And then just go around a few times to really secure it. I've still got quite a bit of thread, so I'm good to go. I think that looks good. I'm gonna add, how many more do I need? So I'm more than halfway. I reckon I need another 4, and then the clasp to make it into a bracelet. But then if we run up and down, that's gonna make it smaller. So let's add another 5. Because when we're gonna run up and down in between here, adding extra crystals, that might pull your bracelet together. So, but then. And make it smaller. And oh, actually, if you wanted a necklace, we could add, look, what we could do. Oh, that would look pretty, actually. Let's go the other way. Now I'm thinking, if you don't add a bead at the top, or maybe just add 1 bead at the top and 2 beads at the bottom, that would curl into a necklace shape as well. There's so many different things you could do. Just not enough hours to try all of these things. And going down, gonna come through that bead again, just like that. So the ones I'm using here, I'm using size 8 seed beads. I'm using 10mm miracle bead, and the crystals are 2.5 by 3.5mm crystals. I don't know actually if they separately on the website. We had mixes of them before, but they usually we don't stock them. We had some in the warehouse. They just, I tried it with the larger ones and it didn't. Oh, I picked up an extra crystal. I tried it with a larger one, but it didn't really work out because the crystals were too big. Like when I was trying this pattern, the crystals looked too big next to the seed beads. And when I tried it with the smaller one, the 2x3s, then the crystals like looked too small. Just gonna go up there to make sure it's nice and tight. Yeah, I think we did do like a modified right angle weave or something with these before. I'm sure we did. I'm sure we did something, but I can't I can't remember. I have to have a look. I'm sure we had like bracelets, and they sit really nicely as well. Oh, we did so many different tutorials over the last year. Sometimes I really can't remember. Have we done something or have we not done something? I'm just coming through again. Two times 2.5. Yes, I don't think it's on the website. This is 2.5 by 3.5. I think we did like little bundles of it. But it's the right size for the size 8. But I can get Leanne or Scott to sort it out next week and add some on. It's not a problem. Do you guys think it's Ferrero Rocher time yet? Have I earned a Ferrero Rocher yet? Do let me know in the comments if you think I earned a Ferrero Rocher so far. I love Ferrero Rocher. I could eat them all day long. Right, 2 seeds, crystal, miracle. No, crystal and 2 seeds, isn't it? Crystal, 2 seeds. I'm going through that one again. Can I use a toggle clasp? Yeah, you absolutely could use a toggle clasp. With a toggle clasp, you would have to add extra beads at the end because you can't obviously pull the bracelet through the toggle. So you need to lengthen it so the toggle work. Oh, Ruth is saying yes. You have definitely earned a Ferrero Rocher. Enjoy. Oh, thank you. Lucy was eyeballing them when I got them out of the bag. And she was like, what's this? I was like, oh no, that's mine. Bless her. I better give her one. There was 3 in there. Simon doesn't like them and Christopher doesn't like them because they think, actually, I don't, on Ferrero Rocher, I never ever read the thing what comes with whole hazelnut in milk chocolate and nut chocolate. Yeah, it's got nuts on it. Simon doesn't like it and Christopher doesn't like it for the reason because it's got nuts on it. So the way how I buy ice cream, and it's so funny, everybody in the family, everybody loves ice cream. Like everybody loves ice cream, not just in my family. But nobody in my family likes ice cream with nuts in it. And I genuinely really like ice cream, or that's like chocolate as well. If you got nuts in it, that's the one I would go for. I genuinely like it. So I can buy like pralines and cream or something like that, ice cream, and it will be in the freezer for as long as or the magnums with the almonds in it. It will be in the freezer until I go and eat it. But if I buy any other ice cream, if I just buy vanilla or salted caramel or whichever ice cream I buy, if it's in a freezer, 2 days later, it's gone. Either Christopher, Lucy, or somebody gets to it. And then it's just gone. So it's kind of good that they don't like nuts. Right, let's have a look. I think that's actually looking quite nice. I quite like it. I quite like it now. I might have to turn this one into a kit to do all different colors. I think it would be pretty. Right, I'm going to add 1 more unit and then I'm going to add the clasp bomb this side, and then I'm going to take more thread off because those little bits what we added on there, I can move the thread down, so I will be able to take more thread off the other side and we'll have enough to finish it. And 2 seed beads coming through that one. But I only got about a feet left on this side of thread. Going up through those 2 and the crystal. Oh, Teresa's saying, I like my name. They really aren't that many of us. Yeah, I don't really know that many Teresas. Martin's partner, Martin was the Sunday Beader last week. Her partner called Teresa. Simon's got a cousin whose name is Teresa. Actually, 2 cousins. And I think that's it. That's all the Teresas, what we know. And I don't even know any in Hungary. And it would be the same, but instead of an S, you would have a Z in your name in Hungary. And I don't know anybody in Hungary either. Oh, no, clasp. We want the clasp. I'm going to go through loop on this clasp. And just go down. Need a few more crystals. It's a very pretty name. My sister called Teresa, Claire is saying. I need something so I can need a pedal or something so I can push all these comments as they're coming in. I'm just going to go back, pick up 2 crystals. I think we do need to try it with that. If we do it with if we do this with 8mm, do you think we need to go down in size with the seed beads perhaps? Maybe that one was throwing me off the 8mm. Maybe that's worth a try as well. Just try it with smaller crystals and seed beads. Now, because this is the last unit here, and I want to really reinforce that class, I'm going to go through a couple of times and just circle around. Oh, Diane is saying 1 year my friends bought big celebration tub, and because they don't like nuts, I got a big bag of them. Oh, bless you. I love anything with nuts in it. Oh, Mina, I'm glad you said that, because actually it does remind me to Elizabeth as well, but it's done completely different way. You add the beads together completely different. So I'm just gonna go back and actually come around another time. So this last unit is really nice and solid, and I'm gonna take more thread off from the other side, and then we see what happens when we pull it together. And maybe I'm not even going to add the clasp on the other side just yet. Maybe I'm going to run up and down and then see if we need to add an extra unit or if it's going to be the right size. Because I think it's going to pull the bracelet together. Once we go in and add that crystal in here, it will pull the bracelet together somewhat. I'm just going to leave this end here. I'm just going to take more thread off from the other side. I love like chocolate coated Brazil nuts as well and all sorts of things. Oh, Teresa with the H. Is that where the H is? It's so like interesting that you can spell names in so many different. There are even fewer Claires. So I know, how many Claires do I know? There's a lady who used to work in a warehouse. Her name was Claire. Lucy's friend's mom name is a Claire. There was another two school moms who got Claires. I actually don't know what Claire would be in Hungarian. Like how that translates. I think we need to add 2 more to start with, and then I'm going to leave the last loop alone and run up and down. Chocolate covered peanuts. Once I start them, I can't stop. So I'm not really, like, peanuts are really funny because I love peanut butter, and especially peanut butter and jelly. And I never had it as a child at all, never ever, because that was sort of thing wasn't available. We used to have chocolate covered peanuts, and that would be your treat at Christmas. Usually you get it at Christmas. So I'm not a big fan of chocolate peanuts in whole, like a whole peanut, but like even chunky or smooth, or doesn't really matter. Peanut butter, I love it. So I am funny with peanuts. I love chocolate covered almonds. I love cashew nuts. I love macadamia nuts or pine nuts, or all of them. Pistachios, I love them too. I'm not too keen on chocolate colored raisins. Simon likes them. I need a few more seed beads. Actually, I'm glad we put darker seed bead in there and we didn't go with the lighter one, because I do think that it looks nicer that showing up nicer with the dark color. What used to be? Let me know. So what's the what is the one sweet what you always used to eat as a child? Like always, that would be something at Christmas or I don't know, birthdays, or that would be like, I don't know, Turkish delights, or what was that one sweet what you always used to get, and now you like, you look at it and you like, you don't really want to eat it, or you eat it but you don't fancy it, or it doesn't taste the same as it used to taste as when you were little. What is that one thing? I love chocolate orange as well, and I didn't used to have that as a child. We used to have chocolate mint. I didn't like chocolate mint back then, but I do like chocolate mint now. Try all the almond chocolate delicious kept me through lockdown, and hazelnut chocolate, more hazelnuts than Cadbury. Oh yeah, I'll have a look at that one. There are many Lornas about, so I don't think so either, Lorna. I think. Do I know another Lorna? I think you're the only Lorna I know. I don't think I know another one. Will you be selling different packs of colors in size 8? If this works out and it's going to look nice, then I'll turn it into a kit and put bits and pieces together, depending if we're going to stay with a 10 mil or if we're going to, other way around, crystal first, or if we gonna go down to 8 mil, depending on how many is in a bag or how many you can make out of one. I would have to work out the numbers. I'm almost not, well, I still got crystals here, but that's how much left so far. We're still gonna need a few more, but need to work out what we will exactly, only we're gonna need more because you're gonna put them in between. I don't know what they're watching next door on the TV, but it sounds like some sort of alien movie. I don't know if you can hear it. A big tin of Quality Street, always a Christmas, with the chocolate orange. So I love the chocolate orange as well. We're gonna be like, I don't know, eating all this chocolate. I love chocolate oranges, but I love the Terry's chocolate orange variety mix in the little bag with the, which is like in little wrappers. Because my problem with the chocolate orange, once you open the orange, like you just keep going back. You just can't leave it there. Once it's open, I keep going and eating the orange. So actually, we're gonna leave this link opener on me. So, yep. So I'm not gonna add the extra seed bead in here just yet because we might need to come back, and that's where we're gonna add the clasp. I'm gonna add the 2 crystals here, what we need, and then the rundown on one side. And then we see how we get on, if we need an extra unit or this will be the right amount of units for a bracelet. So I love those little boxes. We usually get one at Christmas. How about a small bit? Oh, Sheila, I think you are genius. How about a 4mm miracle bead in between? That would look really good. I'm gonna try that. I'm not gonna add the crystal. I'm gonna try that. I like I like the way you're thinking. I think that would look great. That would look really great. Right, just adding these last 2 crystals. And I'm gonna circle back. And I'm gonna look for some 4mm or 5 or 6. That's 6 mil, not exactly the same color, a little bit darker. That's 4 mil. Is that, this is 5 mil. So do we have that color? Is that 6mm in that color. So let's try the 4mm. Sheila, you are a genius. I think this is going to look great. So I can either add that color or a slightly different color in there. What do we think? Do we want to add exactly the same color as the 4mm or 5mm, or do we want to add a slightly different color in there? I don't know if the camera picks it up. This one is slightly darker, and maybe go with the same one. Actually, that might be nice. Let's try this 4mm, and then we could just take the thread back and try the other one as well. Oh, Ruth is saying yes, perfect. Can't eat any chocolate or cheese, now gives me a migraine. But remember, the green triangles were my favorite quality street. Oh, bless. I'm not too keen on quality streets or the heroes or the only of those ones, because like with the Terry's chocolate orange, it's great because they're all chocolate orange, so I like all of them. But with quality street and with heroes, and you always have like, I don't know, about 10 of them at the bottom, which nobody likes. Nobody ever likes that last 10 chocolate in the bottom of the box. And it just sits there, and like you don't want to chuck it out because it's chocolate, and then you're just eating for the sake of it. Right, let's try a 4mm. And then we see. So I'm just going to pick up a 4mm. I came down in one of the seed beads. I'm going to pick up a 4mm. I'm going to go up on the next. Oh, I think that looks rather nice. What do we think? Let's add a few more and we see how it turns out. I might need to go up to 5mm. But if you wanted to do a necklace, you could do 4mm on one side and 5 on other. I just need to add a few more, and then we're gonna pull the thread tight and we see if it's gonna buckle or if it's gonna sit straight or if it's gonna bow. What is it gonna do? So you're either increasing the size of the bracelet by forcing these miracle beads in here, or we are pulling it together and then making it smaller. Right, let's just get those out of the way. So I'm just going to pull this up nice and tight. I think that's pretty much keeping the size. So when we come back on the other side, that's just kind of going to sit there and even out. I think that's going to look great. I'm going to run up clear coconut. I love coconut as well. That's like every time we go and order a curry or have a curry, I have to have something which has got like coconut in it. I love those as well. Once we were doing the Olympia show in London, and that's in West London. So that is Twisted Thread, the organizer who organizes this show, and it's used to called, I think, I don't know what is it used to called, hobby something maybe, but they made it into a knitting and stitching show as well. And across the road from on the back of it, of the Olympia exhibition center, there is this very tiny little Indian restaurant. I think they only have maybe about 9 tables and that's it. And then we went there once. We just finished it was about 6 o'clock. And we just finished in the exhibition, and I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I can't really, like a lot of people, when they do these exhibitions, they would go back to the hotel and they would like make themselves pretty, or I don't know, have a little rest, and they would go out to dinner like 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. And when you are in the exhibitions, these are really, really tiring because you're on your feet all day, and all you really want to do is just sort of go back and crash out in a hotel. So I was like, well, you know what? Sometimes you just get a takeaway and take it back. But I was like, you know what? Let's just go for dinner now and just go back to the hotel, and then we can just crash out and enjoy ourselves. So we went to this little Indian restaurant, and from outside, it didn't really look much either. Like, you stepped in and you were thinking like, oh my God, where am I? What did I get myself into? It was kind of too late. They were really quite, we were the only ones in there at that point. The staff were really nice and they made you feel really welcome, and you kind of sort of feel sorry that, and you're just like, oh yeah, all right then, let's go. Let's go ahead with it. I've never been here, but I'm gonna try it. Let's try it. So we sat down. They brought the menu, and they had like most of the traditional curries on there, but they had a curry called Tia Maria, which I think they were putting the Tia Maria in it. So let me just pull this out a little bit so you can zoom it out so you can see it. So I think that's pretty much keeping the shape. And once we add the other ones to the other side, I think it's going to look great. So you had the Tia Maria in it. And I was just like, I didn't know. I did know that Tia Maria was a drink, but at that time it didn't register in my head. But it was a coconut-based curry with Tia Maria flavoring. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a go. And not a word of lie, it was the best curry I ever had, ever had. And the next year, it wasn't me who was doing the show. I think Simon was doing the show. And the year after, it was me again. And we went back and the Indian wasn't there anymore. And I was gutted. I really gutted because it was the best Indian ever. So that's the coconut curry. Doesn't matter, but doesn't matter what's in it. As long as it's got coconut, it's good. So I'm pulling this in. It's kind of a little bit snaggish. So maybe the 4 mil is even a little bit too big. And that is the smallest miracle bead we have. But I'm going to go down and add a few more and we see how it behaves, how the bracelet behaves. Or we just don't need to go into this seed bead, we just need to go into the crystal itself. That could be a solution as well. So as I'm pulling it in, I just don't like it. It just doesn't, I don't know, just doesn't want to sit. Can you see it's like a little bit twisting? It just doesn't want to sit. Quite nice. I'm going to add one more and then we see what happens. I have to have coconut rice when I have an Indian meal. I don't know if our one does coconut rice actually. I'm going to look out for that one. I'm going to look out for that one next time when we order an Indian. We probably order food maybe once a month or 2 times a month maximum. So don't see it's twisting. I don't think it will be the right size to put there. It's buckling, so we're gonna have to take them off. They are pretty, but we're gonna have to take them off because they don't want to play nice. I don't know if you can see it. If I bring it up, like, can you see like it's twisted? But Mina is saying I make plain rice with my curry. Lucy's saying I have an allergy to coconut, makes my mouth throat spell. Oh no, Lucy. And Claire is saying now I'm hungry. Well, I had dinner just before we started, so I'm good. We had fajitas tonight. Love fajitas. Like fajitas is probably the only dinner everybody eats in my house, or everybody can eat, because there's always something like, oh, in our house I have to have like 3 different meals. If Simon likes something, then the kids don't like it. If Lucy likes it, then Christopher doesn't like it. Then Victoria's a vegetarian, so we have to cook separately for her as well. Mina is saying I have a friend at work who's nearly 70 and only eats chicken curry, as he can't have any spice but flavors. I'm going to have to go back and take this off and then come up with a different plan. Rudy's saying I need a takeaway now. Oh, I'm so sorry if I made you hungry. I know sometimes, like, you know, we did cook curry from scratch once, twice, a few times, and it's really, really nice. But sometimes it's so nice to, well, the jar ones I don't get very well on with the jar ones, because if I have the jar ones I get so much what you call it, acid reflux, that like my stomach hurts, so I don't really like to eat the jar ones. But it's so nice some once in a while to get a takeaway and then just be delivered. Or now, well, hopefully soon we will be able to go out again. Oh, Lucy's saying, I've seen some of your dishes. You're great at cooking. What about bringing the formula a bit rather than right in the corner? Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to bring the formula out. From instead of having it in the corner, I'm going to have it just right after the crystal, and then it's going to pull. Or if you had a seed bead, formula seed bead. Maybe. Let's try that. But I like the look of it. I like the formula on it. Definitely. Diane, you keeping me straight. That's good. So we are reverse stitching right now. We are reversing our stitching. Just taking all of these off. Although please don't knot up. I don't want a knot. I don't want you to knot. That's it. There we go. Almost up. Almost up the top. This is the thing, when you're designing something, you like sort of go backwards and forwards on your design, and you add something to it and then you take away. And this is really how it happens. Anything I do, I would make up something and then try one thing. And if it doesn't work, I would just take the beads right back and do it again and use a different thing combination. And this is most of the designs, how they very rarely I have it on the first go. I need to put it back one more bead, don't I? So I'm gonna try to go in and grab that. Hopefully it's on the outer edge, the thread, and I can pull it back. If not, then we're just gonna go around the stitch. If I can't pull it back, there we go. There we go. Just grab that. Oh, Lucy's saying so relaxing, just sitting here watching you kids. But that's all it is, like, you know, just spending some time together, just chit-chatting. Let me know if anybody's beading away at the same time, and if you're beading away, what you beading, what you doing. Let me know. Well, it's certainly more relaxing, that movie they're watching next door. I don't know what they're watching, but it's got so much like alien sounds in it. So let's just, if I put this on there, I think that might just work. So go through that crystal, but not the seed bead. Pick up that and just go through the crystals. I'm only just going to go through the crystals in the middle here. Lucy's saying, I'm doing a pink spiral staircase. Hella saying, spiral staircase necklace. There we go. So it's pulling it together a little bit, but I think once we pull it on the other side, I'm hoping it's going to be all right and it's not going to buckle. But if you want it as a necklace, you could add a smaller one at the top and a larger one at the bottom, and it's going to have a natural curve. So we see how's it going to behave. Brenda's saying guess. No, I'm not going to guess, Brenda, because I know. I think you're working on a tubercle netted necklace with, and I'm going to tell you the beads as well, with the cat's eye beads, and you are working, actually I need to guess the color. You're working on a pink one. I don't know the color. Then you say knitting so I can keep my eyes on you. Oh, bless. I haven't done any knitting for such a long time. I really do need to get my knitting out. But we got some other bits of pieces like we need to sort out in the house. So I need to... I need my loft room. I need to sort that loft room out. So I can have an adequate storage for my craft stuff. And have everything sorted. One day it will be all sorted. Pink done, I'm on the blue. Tracy saying, I'm doing rose gold spiral staircase. Bevy saying, I'm taking square stitch bracelet with tile beads. Ooh, that sounds interesting. And Diane is knitting. What are you knitting, Diane? Let me know. I so want to try a knitting machine. Actually, what I haven't done, because they're so expensive, maybe I should keep my eye on. Sometimes people sell them off cheap on Facebook, like old ones. I just want to play with one. I haven't really got the time to do anything with it. But just want to play with one. Right, I'm right down to the end. And now we're going to turn around and see if it's going to work or not. Hoping it's going to work. I really do hope. There we go. And around. And through the crystal. Please work. Be nice, Bracelet. Please work. Because I don't really want to take you back through a second time. I mean, the only thing we can do is to add 5 mils instead of the 4 ones. That we can do. If you want a little bit bigger. But I think it will work because it's, as I'm pulling it, it's not buckling, it's sitting nice and straight. I think that looks really pretty. It's going to have to be a kit. So Simon will let us turn it into a kit, I think. You know, sometimes when I show him something and I'm like, oh, I just made it, and I don't know, like, obviously, like, you know, he's a man, and I can see in his, like, I can see on his face that he's really trying to find a nice word to say something about it because it doesn't look very good. But sometimes when I show him something and if he goes like, oh, I like that, then I know that he really likes it. Oh, I haven't put the picture up on my page. I should do that. So I finished those crystal art pictures and I got them framed and I put them above the bed. Lucy, you've seen it, haven't you? So that's sitting really nice. That's not buckling. That's sitting very, very nice. So I'm pleased with this. And I did all the one big one and the little ones around it, but I think I'm going to take a couple down. I'm not... Maybe because for the last 4 years we had nothing. It was empty above the bed. And now we got something there that it's like a bit like when I go up on that, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of pictures there. But I'm getting used to it slowly. But I think I'm going to take 2 down. 2 little ones. Or like, not like, I'm going to take them down and move them somewhere else in the room. Because they're still going to be up. but just the way how I put them up. We used command strips, so they hopefully they will just come off. I think this one's going to look good. What do we think? I think that looks good. I don't know if we should try it with 8mm or not. If we try it with 8mm, maybe there will be one less crystals in the middle. And we can still keep kind of the, or maybe two less crystals. Keep the, and we're just picking up seed beads. Ooh, I want to try with 8mm as well. I do think my naughty comments are stopped again. Because the last comment I have on here is Brenda saying pink one done and I'm the blue, and nobody's saying anything else. And I'm thinking like, I said, where's everybody gone? And then I can see here that there's more. That's looking much better, Lucy's saying. Then it's saying full. Alona snap, I need to tidy my attic full of, don't even want to go there about stuff. See, we moved, it will be 5 years in June. I still got boxes I haven't opened since we moved. So, well, one, I don't even know what's in that box. And two, do you think I need it if I haven't needed it for the last 5 years? So I really need to be ruthless and have a good clear out, I think, of stuff. So Lorna is saying, stuff going to be a long job, been sorting craft and beading this week, nearly done. Goodness, I think it's for me, it's always like sort of end of spring, start of the summer when the good weather comes and I start to sort and clear things out. And it's always a couple of weeks or the week before Christmas when I do a really big sort out through the house or during Christmas time, depending on how I got time. Gwen is saying that looks nice. Just take a little too and they're above the lamps, then I think it will look perfect. Lamps? Probably that's not for me. No worries. I have just today finished the kits for 2 henna and the peacock and about, well done, Mina. I blame you all, pizza is here. Oh, bless you, Claire. I really love that. Yes, looks great. What you gonna call the design? Oh, don't know. What shall we call it? Keep the 4mm on the outside better. It's a beautiful bracelet. What shall we call it? You give me a name. What we gonna call this bracelet? And I'm gonna, well, let me quickly run down with this one. And I know we've been on for so long, but if you're happy to stay around for a little longer, I'm just gonna pop in and try it with the 8mm as well, because I said I would. So let me know if you're okay to stay around, and then we just stay around a little longer and need more beads. And we try it with the 8mm as well. So let me know, what shall we call the design? I don't know. Usually we have like a lady's name or like a flower name, but depending on like what color it is, I'm not really sure. It's so hard because we had so many kits now, and it's really hard to come up with the names after a while, because like Elizabeth, we had it, Caroline, we had it, we had Cassandra, we had, just as the recent, Eleanor, we had Regency, we had, I don't know, so many names. Good name, Lucy. Yeah, we could call it Lucy. We did have a Lucy kit years and years and years ago, but that was all, I think that was like a long time ago. That kit doesn't exist anymore. So we could call it Lucy. Mystique, I like that as well. Oh, good name, Lucy. Miracle Kiss. Oh, I thought you were saying, Nat, I thought you were saying that we should call it Lucy. I see what's happening here. I see what's happening here. So Miracle Kiss, Lucy's saying she's just, and I think that's pretty. Looks a little kisses, yes. Good name, Lucy. So I thought, Ned, you were saying that it the Lucy would be a good name for the bracelet. I think it would be good as well. We could call it Lucy. Mystique. Catherine after your middle name. I think we had a Catherine before. I think we had a Catherine before. Lucy, if you got the website in front of you, or can you just pop in and put Catherine in there so we can have a look? Because I think we had a Catherine before. Just have a quick look. Right, I'm going to go down to the end and see if we need to add an extra unit, or are we going to be all right? See, let's bring this around so you can see. So I think that's probably about the right size for me. Pull that nice and tight. Or do I need an extra one to be loose? Actually, I might add an extra one because I don't like. Yeah, I'm going to add an extra one because it's just right for my wrist, but I don't like very tight bracelets. I like them quite loose. So I'm just gonna, as I go up to the top, I'm just gonna go and pick up these seed beads. I'm gonna whiz around and add an extra unit here. And while I'm adding that unit, I'm gonna add the clasp on, and then just gonna come down and add the smaller miracles in there afterward as well. Oh, and that is saying you need to teach me knitting as well as crocheting. Well, you don't, well, I don't know. You don't, maybe you do, maybe you don't want to learn the way how I knit or crochet, because I need the European way, how my mum taught me knit. I think I can knit the English way, because when we were doing the shows, once there is what are they called? I'm not quite sure what they're like an organization. And then if you go to the big knitting and stitching shows, they always have these amazing displays, and there's a couple of ladies there. They were so nice. And because my stand was, they had a knitted gingerbread house one year, and another year they had like a sea themed like exhibition. Oh, I can't remember what was the name. It's not Knitters Guild, but something. And there's a couple of ladies, my mother and daughter, and they were ever so nice, as my stand was sort of kind of next to them. And we were talking about knitting, and then they taught me how to knit the English way, so I can hold the needle properly, as they said. Joe's Kisses. Oh yeah, Joe loves miracle beads. We definitely haven't got a... We got Joanna. We haven't got a Joe. We haven't got a Joe. Claire saying, I can't read crochet patterns. You and me both. I can't read them either. Like, it just really... Crochet, or in fact, knitting patterns as well. They just sound like double Dutch to me. I can't. If you show me how to do the pattern, I do it. Not a problem. But I can't read them either. It just... All those abbreviations are really... Maybe if instead of an abbreviation, if they had like little symbols, then I would be able to do it. But I think it's just really hard for my brain to work out the abbreviation and then what stitch is associated to that. Oh, Diana's saying you have had Katerina. Yes, I thought I did. Oh, actually, yeah, Hugs and Kisses does exactly look like Hugs and Kisses, isn't it? And without adding anything on the top. Because usually the kisses would be on the top of the hugs. And then in this year, it's just a single row, hugs and kiss. Virtual hugs and kisses here. So I'm going to go down, go through this. And actually, let's go around again. So I am having a really nice and strong connection with that clasp. And then we're going to go through it a couple more times as we're adding those last beads in there. Joe's Miracle Kisses. Oh my God. I'm not sure about that. That's like just sounds something exotic. Joe's Miracle Kisses. Something that's something what you would like read on a notice site. I don't know. I've never been to a notice site, so I don't know what you would read on there. But oh bless. Right, I'm just coming down and down. So I'm just going to add the miracle beads in there. And I'm going to go around there and just come, I'll just turn myself around and come back up. Miracle Kisses is a great name for this, Joe is saying, honestly. Oh, ladies, what we like, eh? Kissed by a miracle? That doesn't sound good either. I have to think of this. When the bracelet is made and flat on the table, it looks like looking into a cernota, a Brazilian pool. Oh, that sounds interesting. Maybe Lucy Joe. I am torn between now because obviously we know Joe loves miracle beads. But I love to name a bracelet after Lucy as well. So I know that I think that looks great. I really do love it. Just work the end off and then I could be wearing it. I don't know. Do we need 8 mil or are we? Or I think the 10 mil actually looks really nice, to be honest. Kitty's Kisses, Alan is saying. No, I really don't want a kitten named after me. Because not because like I don't mind, like it's not my name, but which one I love enough, because I love all the techniques, I love all the different things what you can make out of beads. Which kit am I gonna give that? I'm gonna say that is it. That's the kit I love the most. That's the one that's got my name on it. So it's really, I don't know. So I better not give a name. Call any of the kits Kitti. Right, I'm just gonna come around again. I'm gonna do a couple of half hitch knots just to secure it, and just take you around again, do another half hitch knot, and then that will be it. So shall we try with 8 mil or not? Are you around? Are you okay to hang around? I mean, I don't want to sort of organize your Saturday night yet. So let me know if you're okay to stay around. And then we have a go, just for chuckles, as they say, just for giggles, we have a go with the 8 mil as well. Because originally I wanted to do the 8 mil, so now the sort of the 8 mil is on my mind. I am really pleased with it, but I always do this. Like I work something out, and because I had another size in my head, I do go back and try it with that size as well, because it's just to be sure that it's not better or not, you know what I mean. Oh, Jack is saying, love it, nothing else needed. I'm okay to say, Helen is saying. I think you're going to have to do a poll now. I don't know how to do a poll. Like, I know some people can do, like right in the middle of the... Ooh, or do you mean, no, do you mean to do a poll on Facebook? I could do that. I can do a poll on Facebook, but some people sometimes can do it in like in the chat itself. Like, I don't know, press on something, and I don't want to press on anything because if the chat disappears, then you know me. Right. Just gonna do one more here. So it'll be really nice and secure. And I'm just gonna go to that miracle bead. And cut this thread off. So that's one end is all sorted. Right. Oh, what is saying I'm happy to stay. Put that in the bin. There we go. I think that looks pretty. I love it. I really do like it. And it's actually became the right size as well because it's a little bit loose, but not too loose as well. So I used, how many beads have I used on this? 13. I used 13 beads on there. And you know, my wrist is quite big. Lucy, can you pop on the website and have a look? I know I should know, and I'm guessing it's 32 or 30 or something like that, but how many 10 mils miracle beads is there in a bag? Or anybody, or if you know, just let me know. How many 10 mils usually we do in a bag? Because I think, like, if I added, like, I used up most of the crystals for this, but if we had a whole bag of miracle bead, large one, the small ones, I know that's 120 in a bag, and you know, nobody you're going to use 120, but if we had 2 different colors of crystals, then we could do like a little bundle-y. So the miracle beads are the same, but the crystal is perhaps a little bit different. 40 pieces, Mina is saying. Is that for the 10 mil? Because these are 10 mil. Or is it the 12 mil, which is smaller? These are definitely 10 mil, right? I'm just looking at it now. Yeah, I think that, let me just have a look. Maybe need to ask Simon. They are 10 mil. Yes. For a minute, I just had like, are they 10 mil or are they 12 mil? I think we're fine. Then just came out. Yes, Facebook. Yeah, we do a naming one on Facebook. I'll pop it up. I'll finish it. I'll pop it up, and then I'll I don't know when I'm next in work. I'm in next week. I've got so much stuff to sort out, but I'll put a few colors together, and then we can do it as a Facebook Live for everybody. I think that would be good. Right, so I'm just gonna knot this thread off here as well on this end. And then we're going to quickly try the 8 mil. There we go. Just trim this side as well and just take, actually I'm going to take a sip of my drink. I'm going to have my Ferrero Rocher to celebrate that I have finished the bracelet, because it's just sitting on the side. And then I'm going to grab out that 8 mil and just have a little play with them. Oh, sorry. I just looked at the chat and there was no sound. Oh, I turned the sound off when I was eating the Ferrero Rocher because I didn't want you to hear me eat it. Like, you know, crunching it right in it. Thank you so much. I lost my voice beading game. No, it was I lost my voice with the Ferrero Rocher. You keep me right though. So I think that's going to be 1 unit. I think that still looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat this again. So I'm picking up 2 seed beads. The miracle and then another 2 seed bead. We can either lose. I'm going to do a couple units and then we're going to have a look. We can either use 1 seed bead from the original design or 1 crystal. At the moment, I'm doing it like we would have lost the crystal. And then we could try adding a crystal in and taking a seed bead out and see how that's not going to look. Ignore all my messages everywhere. Hold on, is there a message? Look, yes. And I got that one. Oh, Nat is saying that messenger message, no messages, no sound, no sound. Oh, thank you guys. I love you. You keep me straight. What would I do, eh? I would just go on. Like, can you imagine if I went on for the next half an hour and I would just bead and bead and bead and you wouldn't hear me at all. I do like the 8 mil as well though. I'm just gonna finish this unit and do a couple more, but I already like this size as well. I think this is gonna be tricky to choose between what size, because I think this one is gonna be pretty too. It will be difficult, but perhaps we put that to the tall as well. Pole, not tall. Coming through there again. Oh, I think, Diane, you are watching me back in a little bit later, so you're probably about a couple of minutes behind us. And because when you come into YouTube, you can watch it from live from, or you can watch it from the beginning as well. And I often do that. Now I follow some people on YouTube, and if they do a live but I'm not there to watch it or I join late, I usually start at the beginning and watch it on double speed or 1.5 speed, and then I will catch up with the live so I just don't miss anything. Not sure how the small ones will fit this one. I think we see. I'll do a few more. I'm not going to make the whole bracelet. I'll do a few more of this, and then we see, just sort of run down and up, and we see how is it going to look. It might look all right. It might be, it might not. We see. we find out. We find out shortly. Bear with me, caller. Oh my word! Bear with me, caller. I don't know. I don't know where it came from, and it's got stuck in my head. This was like about a month ago. Somebody, I was on the, I think it was Sarah Payne, when I was talking to her, and then she was looking for something, and then she just said, "Bear with me, caller," which is what they used to say when you're on radio, isn't it? Like you went on radio, and if they had to do something, or there was an ad break, or I don't know. And I said it to Lucy. We were talking about something, and I said it to her, and she did not understand what "bear with me, caller" means. Maybe I know it wrong as well. I'm not sure, but I just found it really funny, and I'm wicked. I'm probably gonna go straight to hell. So I got a picture out of a dial-up phone, like you know the ones where you have to put your finger in it and you have to turn it around. And I showed it to Lucy, and she's like, "Well, I know it's a phone, but I'm not really sure what to do with the middle bit, or why is that like that?" Found it really funny. Oh, the good old days. It's like when you had a cassette player, and but you only played one side, and like you had to wind back. Had a HB pen, and you had to like wind back the tape. I mean, these kids today, they know nothing about all these things, do they? Right, let me just have a look in the chat. Do the kit it to sizes. That's an idea. We could do that. I have to work out that perhaps you could make like more than one bracelet and do both in there. Maybe I'll have a little think how we can all bring it together, because I don't want to make it too expensive either by adding all the different sizes in there. So I'll have a little think how we can make it work. That perhaps it makes multiple pieces, but it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Claire is saying my bro had a computer, took 30 minutes to load one game. Oh, bless. Like dial-up as well, like these kids, like Lucy, Christopher, they wouldn't know what dial-up is. And like, how do you explain it to them? That what was it like back then, that when you went on the internet and then somebody else would pick up the phone in the other room, and then you would have to start downloading whatever you were downloading all over again. I don't think they even know, like, how long would it take? I mean, like back then, how many? It was like 50, maybe 50, 60 kilobits, not megabits, just kilobits, what you were downloading. So I guess a movie, what you can download now and stream and watch like Netflix, downloading a movie would take you like at least like, I don't know, 30 days to download a movie to watch it. They don't understand it these days, do they? Oh, these youngsters, bless them. But then I guess I don't, like with my mum's generation or my nan's generation, it was completely different back then. And I probably don't know a lot of things how they used to do it. I mean, like my nan and grandfather, they used to run a farm and they did everything themselves. And my grandmother used to make rugs, and they used to do all sorts of different things, and they owned duvets, and you know, like in back then, she would, they would do everything what needed doing. Right, I got a little knot I need to take apart, so I'm just grab another needle. Is there a tutorial for the ring? So the ring is going to be a Facebook Live on, is it Wednesday? Lucy, keep me straight. If you look on the events, it is planned in. Actually, is it on there? No, it's on the, let me just click here. It's gonna come up Wednesday, April the 28th. We're gonna do them. So this one, I did one with size 11 steel bead base, but it was too tight and you had to have a really small needle to go back through it. So then I went back, I did it with size 8, and actually it's really easy to make, and I really do love it. Simon was a bit like, oh, well, I'm not really sure. And well, I guess he's he thinks like, I should be wearing this, I should be wearing my wedding ring, I guess. But I really do love it. And then we got all sorts of little gemstones and cubic zirconias and all these different things what you can add on to the top of it. But I just like how it sparkles, and it's really, that's like, I'm not doing anything to it, that is just the light, how it sparkles. I just really do love it. I wanted to, you know, I did the ring last year, like, I don't know, was it November time, October, November, December time? I did the peyote ring, and peyote was great, but I'm probably not very good with my jewelry because I don't take my rings off when I wash my hands. You know, I just wash it so that they get wet all the time, or I don't take my rings off if I go and do something in the garden or in the kitchen. I just wash it afterwards. So I'm quite rough with my jewelry, and the peyote ring was great, and it looked great, and it lasted on me. I wore it straight for about 4 weeks before it broke. So since then, I've been thinking, how can I make? Let me just click back so I can see all the comments. So how can I make a ring which is going to be much stronger, going to sort of stay, not gonna break, and just gonna be strong. And it wasn't just the breaking what I guess got me with that ring. It was that after a while, after like 2 weeks, 3 weeks wearing it, because I was constantly putting my hands, like washing my hands, you know, after the toilet, or just if I'm in the warehouse, I generally wash my hands probably about 200 times a day. And because the thread was in water in and out all the time, it got stretched as well a little bit. So I have been thinking and racking my brains that what stitch can I do, which like going backwards and forwards with the beads and filling up the beads so it will stay exactly the same size. So yeah, square stitch is the answer for summer. And I've been wearing this ring for a couple of weeks now. So since I made it, and it's holding up pretty well, so I'm quite pleased with it. These ones are the cubic zirconias, and there, actually I got them here with me. I'm going to be working at the colors. That's apatite, so I'm going to use the small gemstone beads with it. That is crystal. I've got some other ones. I got pink morganite. This one looks great as well. So these ones are 2 or 3 millimeter ones, little gemstones. So these are the ones I'm going to be using. And the purple one is there, that's cubic zirconia amethyst color. Well, the one it's what's in the ring, and they all 2 to 3 millimeter ones. You could use other beads for it as well, I guess, but I really wanted something special, and I want to do one with sodalite, which is blue, and there's a couple of other little gemstones. Actually, next week we are working with gemstones we are working with gemstones Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's going to be great. I love it. So we're not going to be, it's going to be all really nice jewelry next week. Right, shall we try to add the small bead in there and then see how it behaves? And we see. I like this one as well. So let me just pop that one back to size comparison. I like them both actually. I'm gonna go and run down and see if I can add the formula in there and how is it gonna look. I can always add extra units if I decide to finish it into a bracelet. Let me just pop in the comments as well to see. Meant to be, it's on the 28th of April, which is this Wednesday. Yeah, that's the ring. My nana taught me to churn butter by hand. Oh wow. I never tried that. We never did that because my grandmother and grandfather, they used to have a cow, but when I was born, I think it was the year before I born, that's when they got rid of the cow and the horse. And they didn't from then they didn't have their own milk. Looking forward to seeing the ring design. Oh, thanks, Lorna. What beads there are for the rings? Yeah, those ones, the ones I just showed you. What is a POT ring? POT? What does it say, POT? Where did you say POT? Lovely. Claire, let me know. POT. Oh, oh my God. It's 9 o'clock. My brain is switching off now, so we have to look at this quick. Yes, POT. POT is the name of the stitch. So we did that back last year in November some point. And it's a stitch. If I'm probably got one. So this one, see, it's pulling it together too much. So I know now, even before going any further, that is not going to work there. So I either need another bead, or what I can do, and I'm just hoping I didn't cross the thread there, and I did, so I need to take it off. I'm hoping that by just adding a seed bead to either side is going to give the extra length what we need. Can I order the lilac now, Diane? I don't know what how Simon is gonna do them, or what, if he gonna, because there's so many different colors in there, so I don't know how is he going to if you're gonna, how are we gonna pair them together. That's tomorrow's actually Mondays to work out. So seed bead, miracle seed bead. To work out. We've just been so busy. But I really need to, like, by the middle of May, I guess, I need to work everything out up until probably the start of September. Like, not everything in full detail, but pretty much, like, know what we're going to be doing in the summer. Because if I have to go to Hungary, then I just have to abandon everything and go and take whatever is prepared with me, and the Simon has to sort out the rest and send it after me. And I I know. He's really good, but I like to choose my own colors and do my own things, because it's not going to be the same if he starts choosing colors for us. I'm telling you. Right then, I think it's going to work just by adding that one seed bead in. So that looks lovely as well. I don't know. 8 mil or 10 mil, I don't know. Let me just run back down on this side, and I will put them side by side and you will see what they look like. Lauren is saying, my granddad used to let me ride the cows when they came in to be milked, and they have very bony back. Gran used to have me churning the cream and butter and made the blocks with wooden paddle. Was fun. Oh yes. I know that, like, in my grandmother's olden days, I'm saying golden days, and it's so crazy because it's probably, like, wasn't that long ago. Maybe talking about, I don't know, 50 years ago, 60 years ago maybe. They used to go to each other's houses and help out all the time. So they used to collect the feathers from all the goose, and then they would go and, like, the feathers has to be the oh, I don't know, what is it called, the hard part of it have to be pulled away from the feathers. So they used to go around each of their houses and do it for, and I think it was such different times. But I think they had just as much fun, I guess. They were working a lot, and especially having a farm was really hard work. But I think they were enjoying themselves just as much. Right, this is the 8 mil. What do we think? 8 mil? Or the 10 mil? Just bring that down a bit. What do we think? 8 mil or 10 mil? Sharon is saying 10 millimeter bead. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 10 millimeter bead is we see. That's the one. Right, my lovelies, it's been a lovely spending the evening with you and just chatting. I don't know. I put it to the test. Claire is saying 10. Dan is saying 8. I think the 8 mil, if I did it with smaller seed beads, I think it would work, but for the size 8, I think we need the 10 mil. And don't forget, because you're working with bigger beads, this will be quicker to make up as well. And I don't think, if I put it on my wrist, it's not that chunky. Actually, it looks quite like this one, width-wise, is going to be exactly the same as that one. And I think the beads are just like really come up in it and really shine. So I think I'm gonna go with the 10 mil. Like that's I prefer the 10 mil myself, but I'll pop a post up and see what everyone says. But I really, let me just come to the main camera so I can show you before I head off. I can show you. So it's not, I think it looks nice. I like it. What do we think? What do we think? I think it looks nice. I do like more the dainty bracelet, but the 10 mil looks really nice. Lucy's saying needs smaller seed beads in 8 mil, then that would look good too. I think so too. You're right, Lorna. Thanks for the evening. It was very enjoyable. Caroline is saying, oh, thank you for coming and watching. Matt is saying 10 millimeter. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the 10 mil. Right, my lovelies. Have a lovely evening or afternoon or wherever you are in the world. I'll be back tomorrow morning with a very special lady at 10 a.m. on Totally Beats for Sunday Beaders. I'm back tomorrow night on just for a little chat for the Sunday night chat. Take care, everybody, and take care, stay safe, keep on beading, keep on crafting. Bye. See you very soon.